Howdy, it's me, the new non-manic Mark, coming to you from the bunker system located underneath the Art Philip Fountain suburb of the jungles of the Midwest. Just down here today with my new power cone, the cone of power. It's like the Egyptian pyramid. You buy one of them pyramids and you set it on your coffee table, preferably a glass coffee table, so you can see the rays coming down as you lay under the coffee table to recharge your something or other. Anyway, so I got one of those type of things. Never mind. Why are we here today? We're here to share records today. And let's just start with a story of Half Price Books. Went Half Price Books today. I got in at the right time. They had just restocked the shelves. And they had marked their records up from 49 cents to 50 cents in the discount bin. 49 and 50 cents in the discount bin. So I got this stack of records plus a couple from the more expensive bins up on top, where whoever sorts the records makes a determination as to who will pay what for what. And there were a couple records that I'll take a chance adding them to the stack. So what I do is I put, if I ever, and sometimes I do, buy like a $3 record, $4 record, I put it on the stack, if I would have a stack. In this case I did, of the 50-cent records, which were formerly 49 cents. Took it up to the counter. The young lady behind the counter is always pretty cheerful, and she's seen me many times before at the counter doing the checkout for me, the new non-manic Mark, when I buy records, Half Price Books. So I said the first two records are from the the more expensive bin. The records underneath are from the 50-cent bin, which was formerly 49 cents and now 50 cents. And that makes it easier for her, I think, I hope, But she has to trust me. And they don't. They don't trust me, the new non-manic Mark, to have like snuck in a record in the pile of 50 cents records that's more than 50 cents and or 49 cents. So, but here's the thing. Do you hate it when you go in and you buy a record? Do you think anybody in a store, a clerk at a store that sells records would know not to do this? With every record, from side to side, they pick them up and they kind of you're like, oh, don't rip the jacket. Why are you scraping it? As a record. Surprisingly, if they survive going into the bin at all, you hope that the clerk won't further, And I said, you just want to grab them and say, wait a minute, not physically, just like, hey, stop. And you just want to pick up the record and say, look, if you just set them on edge, right like this on your counter, you can just go through, count, see the price, and it's easy for you, it's quick. The people behind me are going like, oh, why did you have to buy all those records? And you can get through it. Okay, well, she doesn't do that. She has to go through every one. And she gets halfway through and she picks a record out and sets it to the side. I'm like, what? And she didn't say anything because she was counting. Then she started to verbalize her, like, don't bother me, I'm counting. I said, oh, okay. And she gets done. I said, and she didn't say anything because I know she's thinking that I tried to F them and or her. And so it was a Muzak record that had been in the higher bin like for $6, apparently 5 something. I didn't look at the sticker. It wasn't no longer in its plastic sleeve, and I told her that. I said, well, that was in the upper bin and had a plastic sleeve on it, and I thought you. And she just looked at me like she didn't know what to say, because she just wanted to say, you're trying to screw us, right? By sticking the high price record in the 50 cent, formerly the 49 cent stack of records, and escape with it. Okay, on to the next story. So then, after I buy these records, I go to Meijer's to do my weekly shopping. And grocery stores are a funny place because there's some people that, now I'm not saying anything's right. I just sort of have a sense of where I am at any given moment in the store, like in the aisle or whatnot. And some people, they just don't, they're just like, they have no sense of space at all. Like they would come up and they would just stop and people would be standing there and they, like, I'm in the way? No! Why would I worry about that, that you're in the way? Or in somebody's personal space, using the record. Never mind, I've told stories like that. So back to the grocery store, I'm in there, and I go to the salad, the heads of salad, the bags and all that. And I'm going to the bags looking for the discount. If they would just discount the spinach mix. I like that salad. It's never discounted. It's $4 a bag, and I eat the whole bag. It's like, that's amazing. That's an amazing price to spend for a bag of salad. But I like it, so I usually buy a bag anyway. Okay. So that's sort of in the middle. I'm not in the way of anything, and here comes a guy with a baseball hat on and wild, crazy white hair, like shooting out, right? And I look down and I look at he's wearing muddy slippers that kind of have like a fur around the edge with no socks. Granted, it was warm today, but at that time in the morning, it wasn't that warm. But at least he's wearing a jacket and not a muscle shirt. Anyway, he starts coming right up on me, you know, like I'm standing there looking at the lettuce, the bags of lettuce for the discount spinach that I can't locate, and he's getting right up on me, and he's kind of pushing me back. I'm kind of walking backwards then to get out of his way wherever his head is, wherever his mind is. He's going right towards it, and he looks at all the lettuce and everything, and I grab whatever I grab, I walk away, and I do my thing. I'm going through all the aisles like I normally do, except they didn't have to go through the liquor aisle because the hard root beer they keep in a special place. It's next to like the lunch meat or something, so I don't have to go down to beer aisle to get my hard root beer, Father's Best or something like that. It's like the best damn root beer. There's this root beer they're trying to sell. It's like the best damn root beer. It's not at all. It's almost like the worst damn root beer. Anyway, okay. So I get to wrap up the story. I get all the way to the end of the store where they have the discount cheese bin, and that's not right either, because they should change that. They should put the discount cheese up front, because then you get your cheese. You go and there's discount cheese. It's like, oh, here's $5 block of cheddar cheese for $5, and a block of cheddar cheese. It was $5. You paid $5 for it, and the same block size more or less, and it's like $2.50 or something. Like, what am I going to do? Now, the people that don't know where they are in the store, they just throw the $5 block of cheese into the discount bin and takes the $2.50 cheese, and they're on their way. But I don't do that. So I bought the $5 cheese and the $2.50 cheese. Anyway, so then I noticed the guy with the hair, the crazy guy with the hair, he's got one of those little carts, not the full-size cart, but like the half cart with wheels. He's rolling it around. And apparently I've been in the store 15 minutes filling my cart up, and I look down and he has nothing in his cart. It's an empty cart. The crazy guy's been walking around the store making people back up from whatever they're looking at for the last 15 minutes, apparently. All right, that's the end of the stories. Let's go right to the record. In the meantime, I might think of another story. Like, hey, look, I had to get rid of the gold LeMay background, the last set change, because the LeMay was so reflective that it fooled the light in the video camera, and the lighting was no good. So I changed it to this. I have no idea what it will look like. It's like a crinkly sheet of a blue foil behind me. It's fabulous. That's right. Let's go on to the records. Kasongo on Capitol Record. It's the modern music of the Belgian Congo. At the time this was recorded, that's as modern as it got. I think I've got this one. Can't remember. I bought it again just in case. It was one of the higher price records, like $3. I set on top and pointed out to her. And I may already have this one too. I don't know. It's Braff. Ruby Braff. Who's Ruby? He's Ruby. She's Ruby? I don't know the story behind. I was reading. I tried to figure out. I couldn't figure out whether this was sort of. They talk about sort of like, oh, where they just picked some songs they went and they just did it for jazz, sort of, you know, like just off the cuff. But then there's some descriptions which make it seem like it's a little more restrained. I don't know. Anyway, I shouldn't try to explain something I know nothing about. My videos would be 5 seconds long. If that was the case, I just talked about something I knew something about. Anyway, there we go. Onward to the next. It's a horrible cover. It's a horrible, boring cover. It's just type. It's like the type is almost, it blends right in. But anyway, it doesn't matter because they're sort of country songs, but they're done by the Billy Sherrill singer. So it's a Columbia Musical Treasures knockoff of songs done by some in-house singer. So that could be fun. I've got this one, but I bought it again. Why? Because it was mini fresh. It's one of those great, wonderful photographs with the cha-cha, and she's upside down. She's this way and that way, and no matter. And they use that photograph on other albums too, by the way, which I do have. David Carroll, Percussion Parisian. I don't know if I've got this one, but if it's a percussion album done by David Carroll, there's a chance, even though it's Parisian, normally means it's not going to be any good. It could be good, though, because David Carroll had his hand in it. The Village Singers, Just Like Us. At first I thought this was a gospel album, because it looks like sort of like a stock gospel cover. There's a photograph of the band. They look awesome, but it's not. I think it's going to be kind of like maybe a bluegrass, folk bluegrass kind of. Anyway, it's out of Benton, Kentucky. Michelle, the Mexicali Brass. I don't know if I've got this one, but it's a fabulous cover. Look at the model. Look at her eyes. Look at how darn blue her eyes are. It's just fabulous. Her eyes are fabulous. It's a fabulous cover. So I picked it up. This looks like a honky-tonk piano album, like what what was his name? What did he? Don't remember. Anyway, it's not. It's like big band, some kind of big band. They got trombones and trumpets and guitars and everything, and there's the guy directing it, Richard Weiss. I don't know why I picked this up again. I have no idea why. I was not thinking right. I thought it was a Latin album. It's not. It's okay. I just didn't need another copy of it. But there it is. The Ray Charles Singers. I actually don't have a copy of this. Now I do. It's a great photo. Jacket. It's a terrific jacket. Nicely designed jacket. The Ray Charles Singers. And another, yay for me, the new non-Manic Mark, Lorinda Almeida album, where he does covers of blah 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 blah, like what was in here? I thought there was like Michelle or something. Anyway, pop songs. Okay, that'll be nice. Just because it was only 50 cents, it's formerly 49 cents, but now 50 cents. Out of Antonio, Texas, it's a gospel album. Suddenly There's a Valley by the Four Latinos. Just because there's no Latino gospel up here, that's why. This is a great cover on Somerset. It's some studio talent by the name of Faye Tucker. Tanya Tucker's mom? I don't know. Covering Country Queen songs. that's what they lead you to believe for the cover. All right. Here's another great, stylistically, graphically interesting cover. Salute to the band leaders. It's also it's difficult to ascertain, but I'm pretty sure it's studio knockoffs of band leader songs. All right. Okay. And my power pyramid thing's getting in the way. Yeah, and then the 50 Cent bin. Been a long time since I found anything. I've got this one. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive I got this one, but it's an Arthur Lyman album. Alright, Taboo Volume 2, Arthur Lyman. The exotic sounds of Arthur Lyman, fabulous stuff. I've got this one, but now I have another copy because this one was, what, mini fresh, that's right. Bossa Nova, Marco Rizzo. Arthur Murray Dance Course, I don't have this one. It's a fabulous cover of Arthur and one of his dancing, whatever, I don't know, anyway, model, that you just look at it long enough and start staring at it and just looking at her face with her mouth wide open and her teeth and everything. It suddenly goes from being like kind of a cute cover to being like, wow, look at that. It's kind of a creepy pose. That woman there with her mouth wide open like that. I don't know. Margaret Ho. Oh. It's Margaret Ho sings Jesus Loves Me. She local? Yeah, she's out of Lexington, Kentucky, I think. The Mexicali Singers. Voices and instrumentation, the unique vocal interpretations of the Mexicali Singers. It's going to be curious. I have no idea what to expect out of that. This was fun to find. Elmo Reyes, his orchestra, perfect dance tempos for Latin lovers. Nice cover. That'll be an interesting album, I think. Fun to find.
Alfonso de Macorís, por
picked this one up. I shouldn't have. I think I've been fooled by Eric Satie before. Like, the few albums I bought of his are kind of like, it's couched in this, like, it's going to be sort of contemporary, and then it's not at all. Anyway. I've got this one. I picked it up again. Why? Because, that's right, it's a mini fresh cover that I like. Picked it up again, just in case I don't have a mini fresh cover, copy of that cover. Speaking of cheesecake, it's Perry Como. Sings hits from Broadway shows. What is it, all the way back to 1956, the year of my birth. That's right, I'm that old. I went out today and ran 5 miles. It's the middle of February in a short t-shirt. It was nice, 66 degrees. It was wonderful. It about killed me, but I did it. Running on the treadmill at the gym and running on the road. Two different things. Way not the same. A lot harder to run in a natural environment than on the treadmill. Anyway, terrific cover right there. And last but not least, because it happened to be on the bottom of the stack, a Phillips issue of a Mystic Moods Orchestra album that I don't have, titled English Muffins. When I saw this, it reminded me of a news article that I saw online of an artist who was casting representations, you know, with plaster and latex or however they make cast of women's buttholes, and then turning the butthole into a chocolate thing that you could eat. You could give a woman's butthole to someone on Valentine's Day to show them what? I have no idea. Chocolate's chocolate, I know that. And I would eat the butthole because it was chocolate. But, speaking of which, I don't know if I would ever give it to anybody on Valentine's Day. The chocolate butthole like that. What does that say? There's the hidden messages in that, and that's the problem. I don't know what the hidden messages are.